Hello and welcome. Let's continue from where we left off. I'm going to quickly share my screen. Okay, so we're about to create the questions. I'm going to import time zone from Django.youtube. Okay, I've imported time zones. I'm going to write the first question. And the first question here is what's new? But I already know what I want to be my own first question. So I'm going to put this here. I'm going to quickly go to where we have what's new and change it to who will you vote as next Nigerian president? Okay, so that's what I want to have as my first question. Okay, we have Q. We're creating an object of class question. It's going to have the question test of who will you know that we have question as one of the models or one of the tables in our database. You can see it here. Question text. What is going to be the content of the text? Who will vote as Nigerian president? We also have publication date and time. Pop date you can see here. So this time zone now will automatically pick the very current date. And that's what we have. So once you do that, you have to save by simply saying q.save. So that will be the next thing to do. So I'm going to save this question. Once you save it, that's when it gets attached to the database. You can also find the ID by simply saying q.id. What Django does is that once you create a model, even if there is no ID field, there's an internal ID that it just adds it up. So let me get to see the ID of this first question. You can see that the ID is 1 because it's the first question. So even if there is no ID field, just know that once you create a model, there is always an ID field, which is author increment and primary key. Okay, the next one will be to, if you want to check out the question that you already written, you can get it out by simply using this code q.question test. Want to see this? Who would you vote next president? You can see it. Who will you vote as the next Nigerian president? So that's how you get that. Now let's add a second question. You can also get to know the publication date if you wish for this. So once you say q.pub_date, is this pub_date here. Sorry, you can see the day and the year, everything clearly written. Okay, so we can add up a new question. So let me add up another question test. And which question do I want to add up? I wanted to add what local government area are you in? So what local government area are you in? That's the next question. So I'm having two questions now. Okay. What local government are you in? So to add it up to the database, I'm going to simply say q.save. So now it's in our database. Okay. So if I want to see the questions, I can simply use this question.object.org. question.object.all to echo out the question. So you can see I have some questions now. But in order for me to see these questions physically, I'll need to put this function, the stir function, very important. And the stir function is simply done by using def keyword double underscore stir double underscore, taking the argument of self, and it's returning self dot question underscore test. So it will return the string function so that when you do object dot all again, you'll be able to see the actual questions. So I'm gonna pick it up. This one is for questions and one is for choice. So I'm gonna pick the one for questions. This is under questions. I'll go down one bit and I'll paste it. Okay, so I now have that for question. Then I'll go back, pick that for choice. Just the same function for one under question and one under choice, depending on what you want to return in string. I want to return the string of question text. This is question text. I also want to return the string of choice text, and this is choice text. So I'm going to do Ctrl S to save. So make sure once after putting those two string functions that you save. Okay. So if you do that now, you should be able to have what you want. Also, I want to have was published recently added up under questions. So I'm going to simply pick out this. Control C. So I want to have a function that will state was published recently. So it should be under questions, I think so. So I'm gonna go right under my questions model. Make sure that it's starting on the same line as your other dev. Then do Control S to save. Okay. So with that, I can now have more information when I run my code. So having done that, I can now do this again, question.object.all to see the question so that I'll see the effect of those codes that I just added. So if I do question.all, I have this now, okay? So let me save again. I should rerun the server, but before I do that, let me quickly add up the other. Okay, let me just quickly rerun my server and see. So I'm gonna get to another bash terminal. Let me reset this again. Okay. Okay. Let me Control C. So is it okay? Then let me do manage.py.run server. Migrate first. Okay. Let me then run server. Okay. Manage Python manage the py run server. Okay. So my server is running now. So let me get to bash now and also cd into elect poster. Inside the rep poster, let me python manage .py shell. Let me get to the shell. Okay. So let me quickly import this because I want to start adding up the choices. Okay, let me import the models. From models, import choice and questions. Let me now ask to know the question I have at the moment. Okay, what local government area are you in? Perfect, that's the first question. Then let me filter by saying the very one with ID of 1, which is also the first question. So I'm not going to get any more different. What local government are you in? Okay. That should be the, okay. Let me check out this. Yeah. Fine, thank you. Please sit down small, I'm recording. So I'm going to quickly pick up the time. Okay. I'm going to check the one that was done in, okay. I'm going to check out the current year. And having the year, I'm going to quickly pick out the one that was done in current year. Okay. So I'll check the one that has the idea of 2. Okay. So there's no question in the idea of 2. You can see question matching query does not exist. So I'm gonna have to add it again. Okay, so I have for 1, but not for 2. Okay. So was it recently published? That's the question I'm gonna ask now. Make sure. Time zone not. Okay. So let me set choice and stop here so that we can continue later. Okay, so I'm setting up choice, and for now, choice set is empty string, empty list. So I'm gonna start adding up choices now. Okay, so I'm gonna stop here, turn back again to add up the remaining choices. Thank you.